Good morning, students. Today we will discuss B.F. Skinner operant conditioning theory. Learning objective of our today lecture: discuss the concept of operant conditioning, describe Skinner's classic experiment on operant conditioning, explain the concept of fundamental analysis of behavior application. B.F. Skinner 1904 to 1990 was an American. His experiment on operant conditioning won his worldwide fame. Skinner defined operant conditioning as the process of learning that elect operant behavior. So, what is operant behavior? According to Skinner, there are two types of behavior, namely respondent behavior and operant behavior. You blink your eye in response to a flash of light. This reflective behavior is elicited directly by the environment. So, this is respondent behaviors. Spontaneous response to stimuli, but most out of our behavior are not so simple, generated by the environment. You are not forced by the environment to look at this book, to talk, to sign, and to eat. These behavior are imitated by you, the individual. Through such behavior, you operate upon the environment. These are called operant behaviors. You might argue that we eat because we are hungry, and so it cannot be operant behavior. But eating as a process is not a direct response to hunger, as it is gastric see reaction. To eat, you have to locate the bread on the plate, on your table, stretch your hand, grab it, and bring the hand back to your mouth. But the bread in your mouth and chew the and swallow, solve. Uh, how did you know that you have go through this uh, complicated chain of behavior unit to reduce the uncomfortable sensation in your stomach? You have seen for your experiences that If you put certain kind of things in your mouth and chew it and swallow, it is your hunger pain reduce. This had been rewarding experiences of for you. You have also seen that the food does not automatically jump into your mouth. You have to pick it up and put in your mouth. Thus, a series of reward you taught you this process of finding, picking, and eating. Again, you would not grab the food by hand if it were bringing hot. You had learned that the pain of touching something hot is unpleasant. The punishment had taught you to pick it was a fork. Skinner claims that we learn most of our operant behavior through this kind of consequences. If the consequences is favorable, we tend to repeat the behavior. If the consequence is unpleasant, we tend to retain from doing it. Skinner experiment Skinner as Skinner as young research scholar at Harvard University conducted a series of experiments on animal to formalize his idea on operant conditioning. Some of you may have heard of the Skinner box, which is not of mini laboratory for acquiring operant behavior. In this section, you would learn how Skinner conducted his experiment with the help of this box and what its implication are for behavior modification. The experiment, the Skinner box, is a simple box used to condition operant behavior in animal. This box usually contain a lever or some other device which must be manipulated to get some reward. In his classic experiment, Skinner placed a semi starboard rat in the box. There was a lever which, after being proceed, released a mechanism to deliver a plate of food to the rat. Initially, the rat is engaged in a number of random behavior like walking, uh, scratching, and spinning. Uh, None of these help to get the food. At some uh, uh, point of time, the rat accidentally hit the lever and the food was delivered. Of course, for the semi word rat, this was a big reward. Skinner observed that after a few accidental pul- manipulations at the level, the rat started spending more time near the lever and the deliberately present the press the uh, lever where it was hungry. So now pressing the lever become a new operand for the rat. Skinner further noted that if the pressing of the lever did not deliver food any longer, the operant behavior by the rat decreased and gradually stopped altogether. This is known as experimental extinction of operant conditioning. This is the picture of the Skinner operant conditioning theory. As you are watching in the my PPT, uh, mouse mm, mm, rat pressing the lever. So when he pressed the lever, food come in the box. Interp- uh, Interpretations of the result of the experiment. In the Skinner uh, term, every random behavior that the rat demonstrated within the box was also some kind of operant behaviors. But these have been conditioner in the uh, rat prior to your working upon. The rat had been rewarded earlier for each of these behaviors. For example, earlier it had scratched a paper uh, packet and the food has split from. But now with the Skinner box, none of them succeed to reduce its hunger. Then accidentally another behavior, pressing of lever, which were which was completely new for the rat brought about the reward. The food served as the reinforce to strength. Then this new operant, as in successive trails, the newly acquired behavior continued to be rewards. The probability of its occurrence also increased. Skinner developed this thesis of environmental determination of behavior. The first pressing of the lever by the rat was accidental, but this accidental behavior could be shaped into a relatively long lasting modification in behavior repeatedly by manipulating its consequences in a specified direction. One significant point in Skinner views it is that learning is determined by the consequences of the behavior and not by the antecedents. Antecedents provide the context, but consequence consequence really decide whether the behavior would be conditioned or not. You may really understand that this is a rather provocation statement, provocative statement, and open up a large number of possibilities for manipulation of human behavior. Measuring operant uh, behavior, quantifications of operant behavior was occurred crucial to Skinner work. He needed to demonstrate that through appropriate use of reward and punishment, you can actually increase the probability of occurrences of a conditional operant behavior. Therefore, Skinner introduced the rate of occurrences of the target behavior as the measure of operant conditioning. He simply conducted how many times the learned behavior has taken place within a given time. In fact, he used the cumulative frequency of the operant behavior as the final indicators. If you put it in a graphical form, you will readily see what whatever the probability of the occurrences of the behaviors has actually increased over a time. Take, for example, the liver processing behaviors of the rat, which it learned in 3 hours. Let us say we divide the total time, the three equal units, 1 hour each. In the first hour, the rat was more engaged in random behavior. At the end of the first hour, it accidentally pressed the lever and the food was delivered. During this second hour, it also proceeded the lever 3 times more. Then it started staying close to the lever, and in the third and final hours present the lever deliberately 10 times. When the rat pressed the lever 10 times, it is clear indicate that the rat has learned that the behavior which Skinner wanted to learn, that is pressing the lever when hungry in order to satiate the hunger. Shaping is an extremely important concept in operant conditioning, as it referred to the application of its principles of behavior modification. Shaping means modification of the organism behavior to the experimenter desire end. Shaping does not occur all in one go, Skinner says. It takes place only through successive approximations. Suppose you are trying to modify child behaviors by selectively rewarding the response desired by you before the ultimate desired behavior is initiated. The child's usually engage in numerous other behaviors which may consider as step to be to the final behavior. There are close to the target but not the target per se. If these approximate target behavior are rewarded, shaping is facilitated. Skinner discovered his principle to successive approximation rather accidentally. He was conditioning a pigeon to swipe a ball with his beak, movement which is turned would release a food magnetize. The pigeon was not lucky enough, after waiting for the accidental success to happen for a long time. Skinner was broad, so just casually he decided to reward any behavior that might lead towards the target behavior, even if it is as simple as glassing glancing at the ball. As this approximate behavior were successively rewarded to Skinner, surprise, the total process was quickened very soon. The ball was uh, uh, caroming uh, of the wall of the box. If the peasant had been a champion squash player, rewarding of the simple step has automatically lead to the next higher step, and soon this is successive approximation. How would you know which behaviors are approximating the target? Skinner proposed that you need to be functional analysis of behavior for understanding and controlling shaping. This analysis will help you to identify the element to the final behaviors as well as the possible successive steps to it. For each small step, you must identify the accidents and uh, subsequent. The accidental will lead to the next step, and consequent will reinforce it. This kind of breaking down of the behavior into accidental behavior, consequent chain is famously known as ABC technique. As each step is rewarded or punished, the learner automatically proceed to the next step. Thus, through successive approximation to the target, she finally reach to the desired behavior. This is according to the Skinner, the fundamental principle of shaping. Furthermore, the shaping you need to deliver reinforcement and punishment in an intelligently predetermined manner. Reinforcement in operant, conditioner, and its schedule. Positive and negative reinforcement, as in classical conditioning, reinforcement can be positive and negative in operant conditioning also. Positive reinforcement are those pleasurable consequences of behavior that make the behavior more probably. Example, in a praise from the teacher after being able to tell the sequence square root of 169. Negative reinforcement are those unpleasable uh, consequences of not producing the target behavior that make the behavior more probable. For example, the teacher asks you the square root of 169 and look with uh, fairly eyes at you. He will continue to do it till you give the correct answer. By producing the desired response, you terminate the look, the negative reinforce. Primary and secondary reinforcement. Reinforcement may be primary, that is concerned with our basic needs, or it can be secondary or conditioner, acquiring its environment value uh, only through association with the primary reinforced. Food is a primary reinforce, but if you make me work for money or for sweet words, you are using the secondary or conditioner reinforce. We can neither eat nor drink nor sleep uh, money, yet we are all reinforced by money because of its symbolic value through association. The famous tale of King uh, Mitsu actually highlight the significance of primary reinforce food and water, or the secondary on the goal. Schedule of reinforcement. Continuous reinforcement schedule, interval schedule. Interval schedule means that reinforcement would be given after a certain time interval following the target behavior. Rate of learning in different schedules. The rate of learning different in these different schedules. In fixed interval schedule, greater target behavior to is observed near the end of the schedule, but the rate falls down immediately after the deliver of the reward. The variable interval schedule produce a slow steady rate of response. In general, uh, ratio scheduling produce better responses that individual scheduling. Fixed ratio schedule result in a steady and high rate of the response. The variable ratio scheduling has been found to be the best as it many talents a high level of exceptions and thus produce a very high and steady rate of responses. So maintains a high level of expectation and thus produce a very high and steady rate of response. Fixed ratio reinforcement schedule. Ratio schedule refer to reinforcing the target behavior after a specified number of behaviors. Variable reinforcement schedule in the variable interval schedule of reinforcement, the deliverness of the food plate is varied randomly around an average time interval. Punishment, on the other hand, is the presentation of an adverse event or outcome that causes a decrease in the behaviors. It follow there are two kind of punishment: positive punishment and negative punishment. First, we will discuss positive punishment. Positive punishment sometimes refers to as punishment by applications involves the presentation of an unfavorable event or outcome in order to weaken the response it follows. Negative punishment, also known as punishment by the removal, occurs when a favorable event or outcome is removed after the behavior occurs. In the both of these cases of punishment, the behavior decreases. Application behavior modification taken economy behavior shaping. Behavior modification. Behavior modification is a set of therapy or technique based on operant conditioning. Uh, the main principle comprise uh, changing environmental events that are related to the person behaviors. For example, the reinforcement of desired behavior and ignoring or punishment undesired one. This is not as simple as it is sound, always reinforcing desired behavior. For example, is basically bribery. There are different types of positive reinforcement. Primary reinforcement is when a reward strengthens a behavior by itself. Secondary reinforcement, in which something strengthen them then a behavior because it lead to a primary reinforce. Example of behavior modification therapy include token economy and behavior shaping. Token economy is a system in which targeted behavior are reinforced with token. Secondary reinforcement and later exchange for the reward. Primary reinforcement token can be in form of take money, buttons, poker, chips, stickers, etc. While the rewards can range anywhere from the snacks for privilege or activities activity ties. For example, teacher use token economy at primary school by giving young children sticker to reward good behavior. Token economy has been found to be very effective in managing uh, children. However, the patents can become over reliant on the token, making it difficult for them to adjust to society once they leave uh, person, hospital, etc. Uh, Staff implementing a token economy program have to lot of power. It it is important that the staff to do not favor or ignore certain individual if the program is to work. Therefore, staff need to be trained to the give token fairly and consistently, even when there are shift changes such as a person or in hospital. Behavior shaping, a further important contribution made by Skinner in 1951 is the notion of behavior shaping through successive approximation. Skinner argues that the principle of operant conditioning can be used to produce extremely complex behavior. It rewards and punishment are delivered in the such a way to as encourage move an organism colors and sorry organism closer and closer to the desired behavior each time. To do this, the conditions required to reduce the reward should be shifted each time the organism moves to the step closer to the desired behavior. According to the Skinner, most aim and human behavior can be explained as a product of this types of successive approximation. These are the references of our today lecture. Now time for MCQs. Skinner theory state that if the behavior is rewarded, it is probability of the occurrence is stabilized option first, option second increased, option third decrease, next tending to 0. Choose appropriate answer and send your answer in my comment box. Next MCQs, the Skinner box is the box where the rat is feed and trained. Next option, observed to natural behavior. Next option, taught to follow instructions. Next option, taught new behavior. Choose appropriate answer and send me in my comment box. You have 4 options. Next MCQs, Skinner suggests that is a measure of operant conditioning. We would use option first, use the number of reinforcement given for training. Next option, the number of error committed. Next option, the number of frequency of occurrences of the behavior. Next option, none of above. Choose appropriate answer. You have 4 options. Next MCQs, functional analysis of behavior means. First option, specifying the function of the behavior. Next option, mathematical model of the behavior. Third option, establish a relationship between organism and the environment. Fourth option, establish a relationship of behavior with antecedents and consequences. Next MCQ, shaping take place through option first, successive approximation. Next option, functional analysis of behavior. Next option, operant conditioning. Fourth option, practice. Choose appropriate answer. You have 4 options. Next MCQs, intermittent positive reinforcement means. Option first, reinforcing every current response only. Next, second option, reinforce some of the correct response and not all. Third option, reinforcing some correct and some incorrect responses. Next option, suddenly stopping giving reinforcement. You have 4 options. Choose appropriate option. Next MCQs, gambling is an example of variable interval schedule of reinforcement. True and false. This is the true and false question. Choose one option, true or false. Next MCQs, ABC analyze stand for appropriate behavior control. This is also true and false questions. So choose. Next MCQs, variable ratio schedule is the best technique for learning through reinforcement. This is also true and false questions. Choose true or false. Next MCQs, negative punishment means punishing very hard. This is also true and false questions. Choose true and false according to you, and send me your answer in my chat box. As soon as possible, I will reply your question answer. Thank you, student. Have a good day.
Harsh.